We just took a dream trip to Mackinac Island for our 25th wedding anniversary. This place is so full of charm and beauty, and I just can't believe that we got to go and experience all that we did. I am so grateful for the time away with my husband in such a serene and charming, restful place as Mackinac Island. In order to get to Mackinac Island, you can fly directly to the island, but most people probably take a ferry boat either from Mackinac City or from St. Ignace, another nearby island. And the ferry ride on average is going to take about 16 minutes. It was so exciting to get on the ferry boat and to go over the water. Even that in itself is just such beautiful sightseeing. And then to arrive on the island, get off the ferry, and behold all the horse-drawn carriages and taxis and wagons and bicycles everywhere. It truly is just going up to another world, just leaving one behind and entering a completely different world where the pace is so much slower and everything is aesthetically so charming and beautiful, like you've been set back in time. We ate at a little cafe the first night, and I saw this bird and thought it was quite entertaining. It looks like it has some kind of a wrapper in its mouth and playing with that. So we just went to dinner the first night and popped in a few of the shops and saw this beautiful rainbow as well. Just took a walk and just kind of got an idea of the island and what there was to do. We stayed in the Harbor View Inn, which consists of 2 old buildings, and we enjoyed our stay there. It was comfortable, and we enjoyed being able to just walk out from our hotel and be able to walk up and down Main Street. Here is a view of our room. I really appreciated the windows and being able to look over Main Street from the comfy chair. And this hanging on the wall, we had to laugh. We used to have that in one of our homes in years past. But yes, Harbor View Inn, we were very comfortable and grateful to be there. This is a picture here of the garbage truck, horse-drawn garbage truck. There was a store that sells this Polish pottery. I chose a teacup from this pottery line as a souvenir to bring home and to always remember our trip to the island. It's funny, as you just walk along the streets, you see bicyclists carrying people's luggage to their hotels and bikes everywhere, and definitely beautiful scenes of the water and just gorgeous architecture, everything quaint and old-fashioned and just gorgeous and beautiful. Fudge and chocolate are a big deal. There are several chocolate and fudge shops where you can watch them rolling out the fudge, and the aromas that just are coming out of those shops are so strong and smell so delicious. So we did get some chocolate on our trip. We also were able to see a lighthouse, which was a neat thing along the sea here. I mean, it is just so beautiful. The water was so blue. It was like Caribbean blue water. It was just beautiful. But pure water, no salt water, just pure blue, lovely water, and beautiful sunsets, just something to behold. My husband and I are both scratching our heads and wondering how 25 years went so quickly, but truly it has been a very busy 25 years. having and raising 7 children, and life marches on quickly, but we are grateful for the Lord's faithfulness in our lives. And we spent some time reading a Christian devotional on marriage together on this trip, and just reflecting on the past and where we are and goals for the future. And so it was really a good time away. There are so many restaurants and cafes on the island. I don't know how long it would take you to visit all of them, but we visited the ones that we could in the time we were there. And this is a pizza cafe that we enjoyed dinner at one night. It was fun whether we were biking or riding in a horse-drawn carriage or walking, because the sights were beautiful everywhere. 600 horses come to work every year on this car-free island, and there are 1,489 bicycles for rent on the island. That includes single bikes and tandem bikes, e-scooters, etc. So it's really a different look altogether, not seeing the vehicles, but seeing all these bikes and all these horses in community together. The front porch on the Grand Hotel is quite grand. It is enormous. In fact, it is the longest front porch in the world, measuring in at 660 feet in length. As you can see, the flower beds, the landscaping around the Grand Hotel looks like a botanical gardens. We took some time to tour Fort Mackinac and enjoyed playing with these musical instruments. I always enjoy going and looking at old homes and the style of decor and the architecture on the outside, the style of the furniture. All of this was at Fort Mackinac, and worth going through the tour and getting to see the vintage style decor in these homes and buildings. I am so glad that we took a horse-drawn taxi tour of Mackinac Island, and the tour guide shared a lot of the history of the island with us and took us through the state park. And here we are at Arch Rock, where we stood in front of this arch. Beautiful water in the background, and we really did enjoy that horse-drawn tour. It was very informative and just enjoyable to drive through and see the houses and then through the state park. It was a lovely time to sit and take it all in. I truly am in awe that we were able to be in this place of so much charm and so much beauty. I have never been to a place before that the beauty just rolls on, and it's just like another world, just like stepping into a storybook. It was 100% my aesthetic, with all of the old architecture and Victorian houses and beautiful landscaping. I really did enjoy it and hope to go again someday. We took what turned out to be an 8-mile bicycle ride around the island. It started out in the town, just viewing the houses, the landscaping, and all the beautiful sights. And then we turned a corner and I saw the lake and thought we were going to loop back around onto Main Street or something like that. And it went on. And I finally asked my husband if we had taken the wrong path. It turned out we were driving our bikes through the state park. So 8 miles with the wind in our face and some of it uphill, but I was happy that I made it. I did have to get off my bike a few times and my husband pulled the bike along a few times, but overall I was pedaling my own bike and I didn't know I could do that for 8 miles. So it was an achievement, an accomplishment, and the scenery was gorgeous. The water is just like Caribbean blue, so beautiful. You could just see through it and see the fish. It was a lovely bike ride. After our bike excursion, it was time to get ready and dressed up for our 25th anniversary dinner at the Grand Hotel. We did not spend the night at the Grand Hotel. The cheapest room my husband could find there was $900 a night, and so we opted to stay at the Harborview Inn and have a taxi take us to the hotel for a dinner reservation. And it was a beautiful evening. We were seated by the window in the restaurant. There was a harpist playing when we walked in. Just the ride was lovely in the early evening, riding around the island and then arriving at the Grand Hotel in all of its splendor. Reflecting back, it just seems unbelievable that we were actually there experiencing this special time in such a quaint and charming way. 5 U.S. presidents have visited the Grand Hotel, and the hotel also hosted the first demonstration of Thomas Edison's phonograph on the porch, and regular demonstrations of other new inventions were often conducted during Edison's frequent stays at the Grand Hotel. The hotel seated us by the window where we could see the luscious, gorgeous red geraniums and the lake and the sunset as we sat and ate our dinner. And they even brought out a special happy 25th anniversary dessert tray for us. We were treated very well and had a lovely 5-course dinner. I found the china at the Grand Hotel restaurant so beautiful, this white and green with a simple pink flower on the inside of the teacup. Everything was so beautiful and perfect. And then as we left the restaurant, we could see this expansion bridge. I believe it's the 5th longest in the nation, all lit up, and that was a fun sight as well. Good things have to come to an end, so our trip did come to an end, and we took the ferry back over to Mackinac City, and we visited a lighthouse where a family used to live, and the lighthouse was basically built into their home where they raised their children. So that was interesting to tour the rooms and go up into the lighthouse and then to look out below at the scenery and to notice some of the fall leaves changing color, and that was a beautiful view as well. My husband was fascinated with the Mackinac Bridge and wanted us to just drive over it in the rental car, and so we did. And the Mackinac Bridge, also referred to as the Mighty Mac or the Big Mac, is a suspension bridge that connects the upper and lower peninsulas of the U.S. state of Michigan. It is the world's 27th longest main span and is the longest suspension bridge between anchorages in the Western Hemisphere. I am so thankful that my husband and I were able to have this wonderful 25th anniversary trip to Mackinac Island. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the highlights from our trip, and thanks for watching. I so appreciate your comments and every like and subscribe. Thanks for being here, friends, and have a wonderful week.